Alright, so in this video I'm going to be revisiting the soda blaster from Harbor Freight. Now I had to do some soda blasting today, and I thought I would take some time and make a video, talk a little bit about maintenance that is required or needed for this soda blaster to actually run right. Now I have a previous review on this soda blaster. It's actually my first video. I really didn't talk much about maintenance on the soda blaster then. I just showed or demonstrated the soda blaster or the workings of it. On this video I'm going to talk more about maintenance. It's not going to be demonstration. Now anybody who's planning to purchase one of these, you do need to know what maintenance it requires to actually operate. So this video might turn some people on to it and might turn them off. The soda blaster, I'll tell you right now, can be a pain in the butt. It does require a lot of maintenance, and it also requires a good air compressor. If you want to power this thing and run it decently, then you need to at least have an air compressor with like 40 gallons and up. But a 30 would be like iffy. But anything like 20 gallons, it's not going to run too good. Because I have a 60-gallon tank and it runs it really good. Especially now that I've updated my air compressor with a new V-twin pump. And I have much more CFMs going into the tank now, and actually it works even better now. I never knew that this tool can work that great when I used it a while ago. And I was really impressed. So right off the bat, you do need a good air compressor. When it comes to like ratings and CFMs and all that, I figures like 10 CFM at the minimum, and at least 30 gallons and up. But if you have 60 gallons tank or 80 gallon air tank, then you are fine. You're set to go. But not only do you need a good air compressor, but you need a moisture trap, a good clean line. You can't have like an automatic oiler and then have your oily line powering the soda blaster, because that stuff will just get in there. There's no point. You have to get a new hose or have a different, run it off a different port and a different line. There's no way you can run it off an oily line. It will clog up, and it'll get to the point where you won't even be able to clean the darn thing unless you have acetone, and then that ends up burning up the seals on the tank and on the nozzles, and forget it. You're gonna need a good line, at least a new one, at the very least, and some moisture traps. You need a moisture trap on your air compressor, because air compressors make tons of moisture. The moisture trap on the soda blaster itself is not that great. That little thing is not the best. It works to a certain point, but it has its capacity. It doesn't need to be filled with water for moisture to actually get into the tank. Once the filter inside the regulator / moisture trap gets wet, that thing is just pumping water into the tank and contaminating the soda media. And soda under pressure with moisture will get contaminated so fast, it'll clog up the lines and it just won't work, and it wreaks havoc. A little bit of moisture wreaks havoc on the soda blaster, and I think it goes for all soda blasters, not just Harbor Freight stuff. Just because soda media alone is a moisture sucker. It's a moisture trap is what it is. That's why I guess some people use baking soda, household baking soda, in the refrigerator to actually freshen up the refrigerator, because it soaks up the odors. Household baking soda will come from this bicarbonate soda, I think, or this bicarbonate soda might be byproduct from the household baking soda. I don't know. I'm not going to get into all that technical stuff anyways, but it is a moisture sucker, I'll tell you that right now. You need to have your media stored in a good, clean place where there's not a lot of temperature changes. Keep it away from the sun, especially if the sun because the sun might hit it, and then as it cools down, you know, the warm air in the bag will condense and with the cool air, and forget it, it'll just tear up a new bag of soda. And best thing to do is keep it in a bucket if possible, or in one of those tubs with a cap or a lid. Now, soda blaster maintenance, cleaning the soda blaster after every use, or using all your media after you run it. It's best to use all the media. Don't leave half of that thing in there and then come use it in a month or two. There's just no way. You're gonna clog it's gonna be clogged, guaranteed, or it's gonna clog up once you start using it. So make sure you always empty it out, empty your media, or use it all. The best thing is to actually use the whole thing, though, because if it does have a little bit of moisture and then you're putting it back in the bag, forget it, and then you're contaminating everything. The moisture trap, though, it does come with a removable lid, so you can take it off. I stick industrial paper towels in there if I'm going to use it, because that helps capture moisture that does try to escape or does get into the moisture filter. So that brown industrial paper towel I have in there actually helps out a lot. But even then, I gotta take it out and replace it. So that's just my tip right there. That's my trick of keeping moisture out. Plus the 2 additional moisture traps on my air tank. Well, the one on the air tank, and then the one on this one, and then the paper towel in there. That's pretty much maintenance on it. I mean, just cleaning that moisture trap out and keeping the lines clean, or the air line to it clean, and also using all the media, or removing all the media after use, and then the compressor. It is a pain in the butt, though. This tool has its workings of its own quirks, and you gotta get downright dirty and personal with it, and you gotta take care of it like if it was your baby, if it was your child. So if you're not into maintaining tools and just using them, well, one of these won't work out for you. Also, when it comes to assembly, I've had a lot of comments on my original review on this tool. The comments are just, there's a lot of them. There's a handful where people claim that it's leaky, and yeah, I know Harbor Freight stuff isn't always, you know, dead on, working right out of the box, but this stuff that's made in China is just being made, and it's not all equal either. Sometimes the thread will be stripped right out of the box. I mean, there's no quality control out there, I guess. There's supposed to be, but when it comes to quality control, when it comes to Harbor Freight, it's pretty much sometimes chicken and sometimes feathers, and sometimes you just get feathers. Luck of the draw, because if you get something, I tend to usually get the prettiest box off the shelf, and it ends up being the crappiest tool in the prettiest box, and then the best tool in the crappiest box, where everybody actually manhandled and took out of the box and looked, and it actually ends up being the best tool. You can get a display model that's actually working better than all the rest of the ones in the boxes. So that's the thing about Harbor Freight, though. I don't push products for them. I do buy a lot of their stuff, though, and I will never push products for them, because sometimes they just piss me off to no end. Like I say, sometimes good and sometimes bad with them. But that's why I do my reviews, so I can weed out the crap, weed out the stuff, and maybe help people out there. Not everybody's gonna agree with my reviews, but you know, if I can help somebody out there, because sometimes we just don't want to go to the store and take the chance. If we can actually see the review on it, or a real life review, we'll either buy it or not. But like I said, I'm not here to push products, and but if you do buy one of these soda blasters, or planning to, just, you know, I hope this video, or you watch this video, and I hope this video helps you out, because you do need to know about the maintenance that goes into it. The manual will not tell you everything, And one more tip though, when it comes to assembling these, make sure you use all the Teflon tape that's included. And don't be stingy and don't be greedy with it. Don't be greedy. Make sure you chase the threads with that Teflon tape. Do not put only 2 or 3 layers on it. Be generous. And also, what they will not tell you in the manual, or anybody else will tell you, is that blue hose that connects to the tank right there. Connects from the regulator to the control knob there, or the media control assembly. Is sometimes they come cut slanted. They just cut them to a predetermined length, and that's it. They don't even cut them cleanly. You have to actually snip the ends nice and flat, and as even as you can get them with some scissors. Because if you put that thing in there and that line is like cut slanted, you're not going to get a good seal, because that little hose actually goes right up in there and it sits right on the fitting there, and it needs to be as even as possible. So that's one tip when it comes to assembly. You do that. Make sure you snip the lines or the ends clean and they're smooth. And don't forget that Teflon tape. If all else fails and it's still leaking, then it has to be a manufacturer's defect. Take it back, get you another one, or and if that one don't work out, then give up on it, I guess. But I'll tell you that this tool works for me though. I haven't had no problems with it. I actually got lucky, I guess. I must have got the good one off the shelf, and there's no hissing, there's no leaks on this thing. If you can see that right there, I'm unsure, but that thing's like close to 120 psi, maybe like 110, 115. It's not hissing, not leaking. It's been there for about an hour already, sitting at that pressure. It has not leaked at all. So I know this tool, when it's assembled correctly, or if you get a good one, it does not leak, and there's no problems as long as you maintenance the darn thing and you have a good air compressor. I'll tell you that. But again, I'll tell you, sometimes chickens, sometimes feathers. On my video review, a lot of people don't like it, but there seems to be more people that like the tool than hate it. But it's just the maintenance that's required is just a pain in the butt. And that's going to be it for this video. And I want to thank you guys as always for watching my videos. And until next time, thanks for watching.